It is pretty typical for people to set goals for themselves, and then once they achieve them, take their foot off the gas and start to glide. Yes, when you achieve goals, you should certainly take a little time to celebrate and even slow down your pace for a little while. You have certainly earned that, but success is not a race that when you cross the finish line, you have won. Success is an ongoing process, and once you have reached one goal, it's time to create a whole new set of goals based on where you are now. For instance, when you started your OnlyFans, you were at an early stage, and your actions reflected that stage. But once you have hundreds of fans, you should be transitioning your actions so that they reflect these new realities. If you continue promoting and creating content like you did in the beginning, you are unlikely to grow, but to begin to either shrink slightly or stay about the same earnings rate. Now, for some people, this is their version of success, and they don't want to grow any bigger. If that is you, that is fine, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. But for the vast majority of creators, they want to make more money each month than they did the previous month, and they want to become more successful on the site. So that means adjusting your marketing plan as events change and you grow. This is the best way to continue to find real success on OnlyFans. All right, number 9. I worked while others slept. Now you might be thinking, does that mean that you have to work 24 hours a day in order to be successful on OnlyFans? This is not what I mean at all. What I do mean is that you need to find the work schedule that fits best with your life. Some people work best in the morning, while others find success working late at night when the world is quiet. Other people have to work on their OnlyFans during odd hours because of work or family responsibilities. Overall, if you plan on being successful on OnlyFans, you can't just put a little bit of work in and expect it to grow on its own. You need to evaluate your time and figure out when it will be best for you to work on your OnlyFans page and promotion. You also want to work when opportunities present themselves, even if that is in the middle of the night. What I mean here is that many people are able to seize opportunities as they arise because they are not set to specific work schedules. Ideally, you want to be one of these people in order to succeed. All right, number 10. My first dollars spent are worth more than all of my future dollars spent. One tried and true fact of success is that the resources you have in the beginning are limited. These resources can be time, money, or energy to expend on a particular project. Why do so many people fail at OnlyFans and in business in general? Mainly because they don't allot these limited resources correctly. These resources are the equivalent of food for your business. If you don't get enough food after a few weeks, you will die. This is the same with a business. So this means that when you are first starting out, your resources need to be used to the maximum effect. Once you become successful, the money you have to buy additional promotion or marketing will be vast. But in the beginning, even a few dollars could mean the success or failure of your endeavors. Don't waste any of these resources on foolish ventures to take you away from your main goal, which is success. All right, number 11. I admire those who are succeeding around me. One big thing that will absolutely kill your willpower and make you a generally disliked creator is envy. Yes, there will always be people who are doing better than you on OnlyFans. And you'll look at them and say, but I'm prettier or I'm more worthy of this attention. But people succeed for a number of reasons, and most of it revolves around sheer willpower. Before you decide to have envy for a successful OnlyFans creator, have respect for them and have an inquisitive mind on how they were able to succeed. If you are able to admire a competitor, you will find that you will learn from them. Envy closes off your mind to someone and makes you not want to be around them or study their success techniques. It also gives you a false sense about how success is achieved because you will focus on outside appearances and not the processes by which the OnlyFans creator was able to make more money and gain more subscribers. Use admiration as a secret tool to not only study a creator, but possibly get on their good side and become someone they'd want to help promote themselves. All right, and then finally, number 12. I grew my brand so that no one brand controlled me. All right, so right now on the internet, there are major brands, apps, and sites that control most of the traffic you'll be receiving. No matter what you do, you will likely need companies like Facebook, Google, Apple, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, etc. to succeed. But you don't want any one of them to have too much control over your long-term success. The way that you do that is by growing your own brand big enough that none of these brands can really control you. This is including OnlyFans itself as well, because if OnlyFans decides to make a terms of use change and your brand is scattered across the internet on dozens of platforms, you'll be able to easily move your content to another site and sell it. Successful people realize that they need to control their own fate and have as few other people as possible controlling anything. The stronger your brand becomes, the less any one social media site has control over it. So if you want to be truly successful, you need to always be working to build your brand up and become important with or without a particular app or website. All right, so the right mindset will lead to success on OnlyFans. So that was a few of the keys to the OnlyFans success mindset. You want to always be setting new goals for yourself that are achievable over time in order to have long-term success on the platform. Most people who are successful accept failure and setbacks as part of the process and don't give up easily. They work towards their goals and not work towards a possible burnout. They know that if they build up their brand big enough that no one can have any real control over it but themselves. True success on OnlyFans is not about the number of subscribers you have or the money you are making, but having a successful process in place that you know will last you in the long run. All right, so those were the 12 keys. I will go ahead and review those once again for you. So number 1 is my success will come in the future. Number 2 is my struggles now will pay dividends one day. Number 3, I am not working for your enjoyment, but for mine. Number 4, my customers come first. Number 5, I will not work until burnout. Number 6, I work until I tire of work and then I start learning. Number 7, I hit the wall and I stopped and found the wall's weak spot. Number 8, success is not a stopping point, it's just the beginning. Number 9, I worked while others slept. Number 10, my first dollars spent are worth more than all my future dollars spent. Number 11, I admire those who are succeeding around me. And number 12, I grew my brand so that no one brand controlled me. All right, so those are the 12 keys to your OnlyFans success mindset. And again, if you want to review those, you can go to seobounty.com/135 and read through them as well. All right. So, again, my name is Richard Lewis. I am the founder of OnlyFans Hero and the OnlyFans and fan site marketing company, SEObounty.com. You can find this podcast on Instagram at OnlyFans Secrets Podcast. You can also find it on Reddit at r/OnlyFans Secrets, as well as, of course, being on OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/OnlyFans Hero, where you can subscribe and follow for free and get the latest updates on this podcast. So I recommend that you do so if you haven't already. And then, of course, we are on Twitter at OnlyFans Hero, at OnlyFans Podcast, and at OnlyFans Noobs. And if you are interested in getting promotion for your OnlyFans page, you can buy promotion from our podcast and from my promo at SEObounty.com/Twitter-promos. Again, that's SEObounty.com/Twitter-promos. Or you can reach out to me directly at OnlyFans Hero and just ask about the promos and the links for the specific promos for you to be able to buy. And those go on OnlyFans Hero and the 7 other promo pages that I run. All right, so you can obviously reach out to me at OnlyFans Hero as well if you have any questions about the podcast. And I do have a listener question of the week this week as well. And a listener asks, you have mentioned having 2 OnlyFans pages, and that is allowed by OnlyFans, but can you have 2 different paid subscription OnlyFans pages as a single creator? So this is a great question, and I did some research on this question. And yes, you can in fact have 2 paid OnlyFans pages. A user on Reddit named Soul Snack, that's SOLESNACK, asked this question directly to OnlyFans support. And they said the following: users can create up to 2 accounts on the platform, obviously. And then you are allowed to set a subscription price on both of your accounts. But they said to keep in mind that the content in your accounts should be different in this case. So you absolutely can create 2 different accounts. For most people, they create a free account and they create a paid account. But if you want to create 2 different paid accounts, you are able to do so. But both of those accounts should contain different content. And I believe that the reason that they need to contain different content is because someone might complain and say, okay, I purchased this, 2 different accounts, 2 different subscriptions, but I got the exact same product, so I want my money back. And you don't want that to happen. And OnlyFans doesn't want that to happen either, because even though it's 2 separate contracts, they can make the argument that they're buying the same thing twice. So you want to make sure if you do have 2 specifically paid OnlyFans accounts, that you make sure to organize. As I've gone over in previous podcasts, organizing yourself either in calendars or just in folders on your computer or your phone, and make sure that those 2 accounts are getting completely different content. But absolutely, you are able to have 2 paid accounts. And as I've recommended before, you definitely want to play around with this. You don't want to leave anything on the table. If you're able to have 2 accounts, you might as well have 2 accounts. It only requires another email address, and you can provide the same banking information, all of that stuff. So you might as well utilize this other free account or other account to do what to do some testing, A/B testing, to figure out your pricing. And I've said before that you also could set 2 different prices. You could and figure out which of those prices work best. And the only way to really be able to tell which of those prices work best is to have 2 accounts where you can live test that. So you could potentially use your 2 OnlyFans accounts to A/B test your pricing, and figure out which one is going to work best for you. And then, basically take the one that worked best for you and make that your paid account. And then eventually just sort of sunset the other account or make it a free account